So, it's been about 6 months since I posted a video. Hope you all had a fantastic summer. And for those of you that are new here, same thing. Hope you had a fantastic summer. Hope your fall went well, and now that we're rolling into winter, I hope that's going well for you too, and you're staying nice and warm and cozy, getting ready for the upcoming holidays. Anyways, being that it's been a while, I wanted to give a sketchbook tour. They're pretty popular amongst the whole YouTube community and everything, and I figure what better way to re-engage and restart this channel than with a sketchbook tour for the sake of reviewing what we have done, where we're going, and just reconnect with you all. One person, 5 people. I don't know who all is tuning in for this video, but I'm happy you're here. And let's just roll right into it. So this sketchbook, obviously not my very first, began in July of 2019. I really wish I had put a specific date in there, but I purchased this at a Hobby Lobby. Truthfully, and the more work I got done, especially further into the back, I really just, I didn't enjoy the paper. It's got a really, it's got a texture of like a watercolor paper or a multimedia paper, but it doesn't really take the media well unless it's graphite or pen or things to that nature, but then it's coarse. So, there's that. Anyways, as you can see here, finished it in November, back on the 2nd. It took me 3 years. Anyways, most of it I completed just within this last, I would say, year, and really I'd say I finished about a third of it in the last 2 months. So if that's any indicator, it's that I've gotten a much better or a much stronger idea of where I want to take this hobby, passion, whatever you want to call it, interest, skill set, and where I kind of want to develop it. So first page here, I believe this was getting all ramped up when I first found out about Ghost of Tsushima. There's a little sketch of Korra. Obviously, you see some pagodas here. You got a Sashamono banner, which is just an old school kind of house sigil flag, but more attuned to kind of Japanese elements. Here's my second and third spread. Thinking about some Yosemite stuff I was drawing there. Found a thing on, I don't remember if that was Pinterest or DeviantArt, but I wanted to do some practice there. Another Korra sketch. More of the same. This looks like that was in August, so you can tell I was very, very inconsistent. And then more ideations here. Was looking at the art style, the high contrast art style that was in the Hellboy comic books with this one. Doing some layouts and design for the old house I was at because I wanted to do some landscape, and at that time I was thinking about possibly going the architecture route. End of August of 21. More architecture, more of the same. More of the same. You can see I'm starting to get into figures. Another idea based on one of my old paintings I had done after playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag back in 2016. Really liked that one, so I was like, hey, maybe I can do that again. I think I have another sketch very similar to that one in the back of this as well. Practicing signatures, another little thing, more mountains. As you can see, I've got a inclination towards doing the landscape stuff. It comes a lot easier for some reason. Just some notes, more drawings. There's one of Korra, the pup, for those of you who don't know. Some more sailboats. I've always found the seas fascinating, and my background in the Merchant Marine may contribute to that, but I've always loved tall ships and things to that nature. Here's some Siren. She's a social media artist. She does a lot of digital drawings, things to that nature. Really appreciate her style. She's got a very strong understanding of the human body anatomy, things to that nature. So I was trying my hand more at that. As you can see, this is all the way out to 21. So it's big gaps in the time that I'm working. Figure drawing, I think this was from a photo taken out of the book Figure Drawing for All It's Worth. I'll need to go check on that, but the link for that, or I'll show a picture of which book that was specifically. I believe that's the book that I have in my closet there. More Siren, getting more into figure drawing. More figure. I think that was going to be another figure drawing, but I did not continue. There's some more landscape work. That's going to be the Grand Tetons. That was a photo based on a photo I had taken back in, gosh, what was that? The spring of 2018, or I should say winter. I rolled in there through January time frame. And here's one of part of Glacier National Park out on the east side, overlooking Swift Current Pass. Here's a drawing based on a Loesch illustration. I really like her work too. I imagine most of the people that are coming to this channel or watching this video probably have seen Loesch. There's Geralt of Rivia. I was watching The Witcher when I drew that one. And then I was just kind of thinking about how I can do some spreads for future art here, or I should say pages. I do like that mermaid. I might have to go back and revisit that one. Just a random, I think that was from Sam Does Art from one of his reference photos. This was based on a Wonder Woman splash image. I don't remember which book that was from though. Invincible, really over-the-top, ridiculous comic and television show. I believe, let's look at the time frame here. Nope. So that was going to be September, and here we're rolling into October, so the Inktober time frame. Then I did Kiki. Really don't like how her mouth turned out there. And I just realized there might not be very good lighting here. Oh well. If you guys want to see this video set up again with better lighting, just let me know and I'll put that together. But we are on a time constraint for this video today. This one, I don't even remember what this was from. You can see another full month went by and I didn't really execute against anything. Blank page. Oh, here's where I got some high make wash. It was a landscape taken from Princess Mononoke. There was supposed to be kind of that ripple effect back there, and then everything else going there. But unfortunately, it did not turn out quite the way I wanted, but I don't do a lot of watercolors or things to that nature either. Landscape, I don't remember what that one was based on. I think I took it out of my Everest issue of National Geographic. Here's just a illustration, or I should just say a cartoon type drawing. Here's when I was thinking more heavily about the animation pathway, which I guess I can kind of start getting into. Well, that's kind of where we're going. This is from a show you're probably familiar with called Arcane. This character is Jinx. Was just doing some drawings based on what I saw on the internet. That's done by Riot Studios, both a video game and television show. But I'm thinking a lot more of the illustration route for where we're at. You know, whether it be character design or visual development, things to that nature. It is a lot more in tune with what I like to do with art. And it can be done in any medium. Illustration is one of those things that's flexible to the needs of your client. So it means I'm not really necessarily pigeonholed into one particular thing. And illustration leads itself over into the animation industries as well, which is something that I'm very interested in. Here's when I was kind of thinking about doing a painting from The Last of Us Part 2. This, I really don't like how her face turned out there. But this is Ellie playing the guitar, and I believe it was from about maybe third to half of the way through the game when you're first starting to make your way into Seattle. Sam Neill, classic cowboy, you know, that sort of thing. Here was one, Panda. I posted on Instagram, which you can always see the link down in the description below, if you want to see that. But anyways, drew Panda. I outsourced because I didn't know what I wanted to draw. They're like, hey, draw a panda. So I drew a panda. Here's one. So this is a T-45, and this is not a photo that I took, but this is the trainer aircraft that I flew in when I was back in the Navy. So did some time down in Pensacola, Florida, and then went out to California. Flew in the T-6, T-45, and eventually the F-18. So we can always get into that in the future. If you'd like that, just let me know down in the comments. Samurai, you can kind of tell what my inspirations lie. I was thinking about doing some Goku art. I don't remember where I pulled this, but this was effectively a master copy I found. I think it was through a Google search, but I imagine it was Pinterest, because Pinterest has everything. Here's where I was going to do a 30-day challenge, and I was literally just following step by step. Circle, sphere, square, cube, cylinders, etc. Learning volumes, an apple. That we were supposed to draw a cube on this day. Thought of a Rubik's Cube, and I'm like, hey, maybe some person is like psychic abilities, messing with Rubik's Cubes. I don't know. I got some different watercolor markers here, so I wanted to do a landscape. That is, oh gosh, that's Yellowstone Falls. Here's one of Yosemite Valley. And the one on the bottom spread here is the Torres del Paine, the Fitzroy Range. Gosh, that was back in June of this year. Just random trial and error, seeing what works. I wanted to try out those gouaches, that gouache mix again. Gosh, those things dried out too quick in this Colorado air. There's a painting / drawing of Little Miss Cora. She was sleeping on the couch, and I liked the way the light was cast across her face, and you got the color there. So I really like this one. I think I'm going to turn this into a full-blown painting as well. I did have some interest in a commission on that one. So here's one back in June as well. Obviously, good old Peter McKinnon. Where's that? McDonald. I don't honestly remember. I don't pay enough attention to hockey, but the Avalanche won the Stanley Cup this year, and I wanted to do a drawing on it and a painting because I had the gouache and I wanted to work it. So, yeah, that's what we did. See, yep, another one, and then just notes to myself. Hey, here's one. What does your fear of failure bring others? Failure's selfish. It really is. Or not failure. Fear of failure is selfish, because failure doesn't exist if you learn. But that's another story. Here, I was going to do a color study of Indiana Jones. I don't remember why I didn't finish it. I think it was... I think I was rolling into a 12-hour workday the next day. So, but I kind of like how it was getting started. I need to go back and finish this. More just doodles over here. I don't remember what these are from. Naruto, obviously, influence earlier in my life, and I still enjoy it. I've kind of turned away from the anime, and I like reading the manga a lot more now, but still find it very interesting. Here's All Might. I do like his character very much in My Hero Academia, and there's a few other characters that I like in there that I'm going to be working on soon, but just wanted to get that sketch out. And that here's some figure practice. I need to do more in hands, but I did do some hands later. Just poses, trying to work out, get more form down, that sort of thing. I always like to put in notes. It's a good back. Here's when they were announcing the female Thor for Love and Thunder. I waited till it came out. Honestly, I was not that impressed. It's a good one-time watch movie, but it's full of a lot of messaging that doesn't really serve anybody at the end of the day, and only detracts from the storytelling. So I don't really recommend it. I think there's a time and place for all of it, especially if you are trying to do social moves, but the movies aren't the place to do it. I was watching some Chroma MoMA. He's a pretty interesting line artist. He does a lot of like robots, tech, that sort of thing. And he did something with little octopuses and a floating kind of rig. And I really liked how it looked, so I wanted to do my own take on it. And that's what I came up with. Cat, I find this humorous with a bone. I thought that was pretty funny. Harry Potter, surfing on his broom. I don't know why I didn't flesh that one out. That'll be future. Here was I don't remember what specifically, but it was, I really liked the angle on it. And for some reason I was getting ideas or ideations of like Legend of Korra, Last Airbender, Firebender type stuff. So I wanted to kind of explore that there. Here is a character model or design that I was trying to work on for a story I want to tell in the future. Her name, we'll see her more on the next pages, I believe. Her name is Kira. There's Korra. I liked how the yellow came through, and it looked kind of like this weird Picasso thing, so that's kind of where we went with that. You'll see a lot of the dog. She means quite a bit to my life. There's some hand studies. I need to do that more. Here's more of Kiara. I really liked the way that this kind of model was going with her. Red jacket, which we'll see more of a like purple type suit, just kind of that, and then like a brown hair. Gosh, I don't remember what I took that inspiration from. I think it was, God, what was it? Yeah, I'm going to have to go back. There's more, trying more of the color theory, working more on pose work. You'll see I like to throw in that kind of cartoonist throw behind it to make that character pop. I was watching a lot of CalArts sketchbook videos at this time, and I was kind of inspired. So I'm like, hey, I'll just throw some stickers in here and use this as more of an art journal, which I'm kind of liking. But there's that spread. I actually took this off of something I saw, Guardians of the Galaxy, but I swapped over, obviously made the character model more effeminate, and I kind of wanted to do a full like run of it. I really did not like how the face in that turned out on that one, so I covered it up. And on the back, yeah, there she is. There's Kiara. Yeah, that's right. I was watching some Evangelion, and Masato Katsuragi. Is that it? No, her last name's different. Anyways, Masato, she had purple hair, and I liked the way that reflected off her red jacket. So I wanted to give this character kind of a power suit, white sneakers, Converse type, power glove. Maybe it was inspired. Maybe I was thinking Michael Jackson. I don't even know. But I kind of liked where it was going. And this character we will definitely see more of. Not so much in this sketchbook, though. Coming off of that, I was just thinking, hey, I need to just be drawing more. I need to be working more. We're kind of getting into, if I go back here a page or two, I think I can find some timestamps. What was... Yeah, so here's July of this year, so July 2022. And that's the rest of the sketchbook here from between that time. So in a little under 4 months, we're going to fill up the rest of this sketchbook. Anyways, was trying to do some like buildings, getting back into like some architecture stuff. I've always loved motorcycles, so I was like, I really just need to be drawing them more. I need to understand the line relations and things to that nature. Train, I don't know where that came from. Here's a little concept bike. I was just writing chaos because that's what I was feeling off of these pages. Oh, we do get to see more of her. This was a reference image off of Pinterest. I don't like how her face turned out there. It's not as playful as the other face. Obviously, more trial with the poses. Yep, and here's where we get into Evangelion. This is unit type 1. I need to find a better way to do this lighting. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I'll have to do a re-upload here. Unit type 1. Fun show, lots and lots of biblical references. That just crazy stuff, but we like it. Here's where I started getting back into some faces and things of that nature. Was starting to think about Final Fantasy VII again since the trailer for the next one dropped. Tifa, Aerith. I don't like how her face turned out on that one. SpongeBob. I don't know where that came from. I probably was. Oh, you know what? I watched a Kim Jong-gi video before he passed away in October, where he drew this really disgusting SpongeBob and Patrick, and yeah, for some reason that popped into mind. Let's see, what did I write here? One day you'll finally know what you had to do and began. The voices around you kept shouting. There. Something. Oh yeah. I had watched a video by Danny Gregory, the guy who runs Sketchbook School. He likes to read poems and then kind of go into a discussion. And one of the poems he was reading, that was one of the lines from it. And it's like the internal voices are telling you to do something. You need to listen to them. So I was like, hey, storyboard art. I want to go into the animation industry. Why am I not committing to it and just taking the leap? So there's that. 100 Somethings Challenge. I did not finish this out. I really need to just commit to it. I think that's what I learned most from this sketchbook, is going back to when I say I'm going to do something, just doing it and committing to it. Anyways, I don't know where that dragon came from. Dragon bird, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, here's a few faces, mostly taken from like Pinterest or Instagram. This one is from Dune, the main actor in Dune. I do not remember his name. And I'm going to be planning on doing a like Where Are They Now kind of series way down the road. Rewatched Big Hero 6 and looked up some art. I liked whoever the artist was that worked on Callahan. Here's a fun one. So I saw a Godzilla picture, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, it'd be fun? Let's make my dog Godzilla. So I sketched that out. That was in August, and I think we're going to turn that one into a full-blown digital piece when I start getting deeper into the digital work. Here's Darth Vader. I was trying out some Ohuhu markers since I had never had those before, and I like them, but they bleed through the page. You can see that. There's some sketch work there. More sketch work. Korra again. I was thinking like Minotaur type stuff for other drawings. I was like in a really explosive creative mode, but I was not doing a good job of writing down my ideations. So a lot didn't come from that. Just a female figure. This I did one random morning when I first woke up. Some guy in a mushroom hut out in the forest. Don't know where that came from. This is off of my Japanese maple tree called a Songukaku. They're coral bark maple trees. If you'd like to see those in one of these videos, I can definitely do that. This is a photo reference of the Dolomites. I wanted to do that in gouache as well, just to keep practicing. First sketch, I really liked how this one turned out. Here is just a random sketch from Kill La Kill, another anime. Done by Studio Trigger. I found them, or I should say I was introduced to them by a housemate, and man oh man, did they do some good work. There are some more hands, more ship stuff, as you can see. Don't know where it keeps coming from, but it keeps doing it, so maybe I just need to paint more ships. People are strange when you're a stranger. So that was a kind of a reminder to myself from the Doors song that we're all a little strange, but if you want to seem less strange, you should probably get to know some more people, because we're all a little crazy, but that's what makes us beautiful. Here's just some random drawings, random samurai guy, and I don't remember what that was, just a couple references. This is a character called Cass. She is heavily based on a character from My Hero Academia called Mirko. And I don't remember what I wanted to do with that. Oh, that was for Inktober. I wanted to do a consistent theme for Inktober. And I imagine how... y'all will probably know how that went based on my previous Octobers. Here's San from Princess Mononoke. I'm really, really happy with how this one turned out. This arm, I think, needs some rework, but I really like the spear. Like that. Could probably do a little bit with the face, but very happy with that. Here's a random doodle character I designed. I call him Chairman Meow because, you know, he's a regal cat, kind of like a daimyo. Here, this was like right after I had watched. It was some weird like promotional or motivational type video, but it was the morning after I had watched Nightmare Before Christmas, and there was Sherlock Holmes quotes in there. She's like, you know, you see things, but you have to observe them. So I'm like, oh, Halloween, you see spooky time, but you must observe spooky time. Plant your seeds. This is just a random, I guess it was supposed to be me at the time, but a random sketch out like, hey, you know, you're going to reap what you sow. If you don't plant your seeds and tend to them, nothing ain't going to grow there, buddy. So here's another San, Princess Mononoke, art for the soul, and I don't know what that was turning into. Here's a random guitarist doing that thing. See deeper, another San idea. I wanted to work on some poses. This was going to end up being Korra, but it turned into like a very cartoony, like wolf dog thing. Almost reminds me of Balto. I like that. I like that one. Hugo Weaving, Agent Smith in The Matrix. His eye's a little bit wonky there, but overall, not too bad. I think I spent about 45 minutes to an hour on that one. Random dude with ski goggles, some mountains, Loch Ness Monster dinosaur. I think that was supposed to be a fortune cookie, but it turned into a weird smiling blob monster. Some more random stuff. I was going to do Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales with that based on a reference, but I just didn't really get into it. Here's just more sketches. Practice on kind of design. Here's a non-reference of Cloud Strife. Was starting to replay through that. A hand. That was supposed to be the aggro crag. I don't know if you guys remember that from Nickelodeon Guts. But that was supposed to be the aggro crag, reaching for the aggro crag. Here's some more stuff. You know, not certain of what it is, but that's okay. There's me looking down on myself, drawing. Telling myself to respect the process, meaning this was something I did just straight out of my mind. No reference, no nothing. That's probably why the hand turned out as it did. But I'm very, very proud of this, because this is just a reflection that if you show up and do the work and you're intentional, you're going to see good results. And I always like to draw when stuff bleeds over. Draw the back half there. So this is Asuka. She is from a television show called Evangelion, which we saw a little bit earlier. They do this whole thing with like plug suits that they call them. They're basically just like skin tight flight suits that help you sustain better G forces. And I really like her character design, and I found a reference image of someone kind of leaning back like that, and I'm like, I really like that, so I want to turn that. Hand needs work. And that wraps it up. Some stickers to fill in the back pages, since we love the outdoors. Harry Potter, because, you know, I'm a nerd. Yeah, whatever. I like Harry Potter stuff, a nerd or not. Hollow Knight, pretty interesting game. There's a really funny sticker, evolution of All Might from My Hero. And then, is this the end of the book?